Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we're looking at X-Wing Special Edition. So I've just looked at X-Wing, their classic, and I've just looked at X-Wing, the CD-ROM Collector's Edition. From what it looks like on Steam, the CD-ROM Collector's Edition was released for free to people who owned X-Wing Classic, although it doesn't seem like you would really want to play either one of them because both of those games look pretty awful. That being said, we are now playing Special Edition, which seems to have been made by a different company other than LucasArts directly, and is not just being run through DOSBox as a DOS game, but is actually being run now through Windows 10 as a Windows 95 program, and we'll see how well that works, or probably more accurately how well it doesn't work. Starting a little bit differently this time, instead of at the first of the menu, I can say that some of these graphics right here in this intro still look questionable. Definitely questionable on that scroll. But these graphics do definitely look better than the two previous games versions of this. That being said, if this really is a half-hearted remake where we're just going to have slight improvements in graphics but no real improvement in controls or tutorializing or gameplay or story,
our TIE interceptors have located a rebel fleet orbiting the planet.
this is certainly new.
Prepare the attack.
Like in the first game, it just went straight to the main menu.
Launch all TIE fighter squadrons. At once, sir.
I think this is in part what LucasArts learned real quickly, is that you want an impressive demo to play as you're launching the game. In fact, they go a little too far sometimes and show the entirety of the credits in some games before you even start. But you want something that catches people's attention. It feels like the first scene of Episode 4, where there is a big spaceship, and you feel like it. We're getting full talking with animation. We've seen LucasArts Star Wars games that have used the live action, half live action, half animation, animation without talking, animation with talking. For a modern game, you would half expect the game to just drop you into playing, and you would, before you typed in any kind of profile name or save file, you would just start playing immediately. There's really no reason why games wouldn't do that, other than the idea of irritating people that lost their progress before the first save. There could be a point where you put in a game in a, to my understanding, in an Xbox or a PlayStation these days, and it could just immediately go into the first level, and you could play through the first level, and then at the end of the first level it could say, congratulations, type in your name, let's save that, and let's be done with it. There's no reason for that. The only problem then is the second time you load into the game, it would have to check to see if there was a save file, and then load that save file or take you to a secondary menu, and then that gets a little confusing, so it's probably easier to be consistent and just have all games start at a menu with a tease that pops up like this after a few minutes of sitting on the main menu. So yes, this is a case of a lot of people working on this game, the Special Edition one in particular. That being said, I want to let this just roll because, quite frankly, if this turns out to be exactly like the previous games, or worse, it very possibly might turn out worse, I'm not going to really want to play it. In fact, this whole game might just crash. You know, you never know with old games or new games. It could just crash before we even get anywhere. There's a lot of people here, though. Let's see if we can speed this up in any way. Nope. We'll just click on the mouse. So the first thing we can see is, let's get the elephant out of the room. There are 2 mouse cursors on the screen right now. There is a Windows mouse cursor, and then the game's own cursor, which are out of line, probably because of the number of dots per inch I have set up on my screen. So I imagine if I had a 100% DPI set on the display, the 2 cursors would overlap each other. Notice there is no top ace in this one, so we do have to just type in our name, and it's in a slightly different place. And this is just, it's the same menu, but it looks different. It looks a lot better. They've redone all of that. When we hit escape, it is basically the same settings as what we saw with X-Wing Classic, but volume is in the middle, as it should be for all games. It should always start in the middle for everything, where you have new missions set up. I'll leave transitions on, and then flight options are new, where we could set a higher resolution perhaps. Let's see. There's 640, 480, 8-bit, 640, 480, 16-bit, and 480 3D hardware. I wonder what 3D hardware would probably be the best one, but I wonder if that will work. And then configure joystick, you'd think, oh, this is the old school, you have to move the joystick to top left and hit a button, top right and hit a button. No, it's literally what the buttons do now. And you can see pad 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, alternate fires. This is a real, apparently, setup for a joystick, at least a more recent kind of joystick. So you could actually put in your yoke and throttle. I don't know if we're gonna really try any of that. Let's go to the game.
You may proceed.
So it looks better, but is it any different? Register is still in the same place. Film room is still the same place. Tech room is in the same place. Pilot proving ground is in the same place. Historical combat's in the same place. And new tour is in the same place. So we'll click on this. So you're getting little bits of music as you see the transition. The transition looks pretty good. But this is a special edition. I imagine it got made 3-4 years after this game came out. So you're talking 3-4 years after 93 or 95. Not something that would have been a realistic amount of time to really remaster things. What we would want to see in this case is a remaster of the remaster or of the classic, but it frankly would have to be a full reboot. And there's really no reason why you couldn't make an X-Wing reboot. It's just kind of EA owns the license to Star Wars, and they've canceled more Star Wars games than they've actually released, and the Battlefront has parts in Battlefront where you fly around in spaceships, but that's not a lot of it. Let's see. X-Wing Mission 1 devs sidestep. Interesting. See, that seems like in this mission you engage in Imperial forces for the first time, learn the value of wingmen and the importance of working as a fighting team. So this seems like this is the real way you should go, is doing the X-Wing path. Yeah. Yeah, this is much better written. It makes a lot of sense to try that. Let's do this first one.
Red 1 will drop into an Imperial training area in
the animation here is way better, and
a variety of Imperial craft are in the area.
The talking is way better.
Use your forward and rear sensors to quickly locate your enemy.
I don't even know a way to turn off your mouse cursor so this would work. You probably have to go into configuration and see if you could hide it. So you're going to have to play the whole game with the mouse cursor hidden. Maybe you can hide one down in the middle of the screen, but then the other one is in the middle of the screen. So your best bet is to do something like this. But why does it go in a circle like that? Like it resets itself. Right.
Use your combat multi-view display and targeting system to track the enemy.
So
vary your speed and configure your power system for highest impact.
Like you can't click on any of these to get any kind of hyperlink.
Red 1 will drop into an Imperial training area in the Senex system. A variety of Imperial craft are in the area.
I think it's going in circles. See, I wonder if this is actually a true story, or if this is just being. Mission is to destroy the Imperial craft in 15 minutes. Alright. So we're getting transitions, and the game crashed. Well, let's see what to do. Like, I could try to launch it again, but I think what it would be best to do is just end this one here. So yeah, running Windows 10 on that, you can't play the special edition either. So yeah, the entire X-Wing series is a failure. It really is. We've got some other series that continue the X-Wing series. That is particularly TIE Fighter. So maybe those are a bit more playable. But when you have a game that crashes when you try to load into it, when you have a game that's showing you double cursors, there probably are some wings I could jump through to try and get that to work. It did look pretty in the menus for the updated version, but I just don't think it's doable. So that's going to be it for the spotlight. This is an odd video to make, certainly. It's just to say, yeah, it's not worth trying to get to run, in my opinion, as somebody who doesn't have any nostalgia for the special edition of X-Wing. And it's not worth it because for somebody who doesn't have a hyper love for Star Wars. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam, or gift me a game off my wish list. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.